I'm Adrian, and this is our More Than a Month project.
Yeah. Let's talk about personal history.
I'm white. I'm Catholic. I have Irish ancestors dating back 200 years from when they came to Montreal. Quebec history has me covered 3 times over.
I'm pretty good in terms of learning about my personal history, because, I'm white and French. I've learned about this guy, 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 that guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
One thing that doesn't get talked about enough is LGBT history. As a member of the LGBT community, it would be a chill and hip classroom discussion topic if learning about North American LGBT history was part of our curriculum.
Let's talk about important historical figures that are not talked about. Now, we learn an awful lot about Christopher Columbus's travels, but we don't learn much about why he traveled and who inspired him. Marco Polo. Marco Polo is famous for his travels along the famous Silk Road and for the book he wrote, which was what inspired Columbus's travels. Christopher often used Marco's maps when he was plotting out what Europe looked like. Maps that Marco brought back from China helped develop things in Europe such as paper, money, coal, glasses, and the postal service. While he may not be an integral part of history, I think it is important to know who inspired the explorer who discovered America.
Marsha P. Johnson, born Malcolm Michaels Jr. in 1945, was an AIDS activist, gay activist, transgender activist, and a drag queen. The P in her name stands for Pay It No Mind. The Stonewall Riots were a series of LGBT uprisings that began in response to a police raid at a Manhattan inn. At the time, America had an anti-gay legal system. Marsha and the fellow leaders of the movement aimed to change this.
It's important to know how quickly government systems can rise and fall when things are accomplished with violence. Julius Caesar began as a priest, but then switched to military life and slowly rose through the ranks and then overpowered the weak Senate. He was a good leader, though, who made changes to the Constitution and laws that would allow Rome to flourish for another 500 years after his assassination. Fun fact, Julius Caesar was kidnapped by pirates at one point and was held for ransom at 25 silver pieces. Caesar insisted that they receive at least 50, which they did. After that, he hunted them down and later crucified them and took the money back. Nobody's perfect.
Mary 2 acts early. Born in 1911 on the Ganawagi Reserve in Quebec. She died in 1996, aged 84. She was an activist for Native women's rights, and her direct action led to the 1985 amendment of the Indian Act. Her direct action mended a huge problem of gender inequality. Native women who married non-Native men had to forfeit their Native status. But Native men who married non-Native women could keep their status and pass it on to their children. By changing the law, thousands of Aboriginal women regained their Native status under the Canadian Indian Act. that affected millions of individuals worldwide, but most notably in North America and Canada, to demonize the LGBT community. People held protests and demonstrations and groups like ACT UP, AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, began leading these protests using the motto, silence equals death. The situation became so dire that people began staging die-ins, peaceful protests where they would camp out for days and let people see publicly as they wasted away to this disease, day to day, today, 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 today.
Some changes absolutely have to be made to the history curriculum. Quebec is all about preservation and heritage and culture. At least, if you're French. No one seems to care about all the Aboriginal tribes that got oppressed and erased so that Quebec could be born. Students should learn about the physical and psychological violence that Aboriginals in Canada faced and continue to face in the name of French nationalism. Residential schools, dying native languages, the enslavement of Aboriginals, the unfair legal treatment, all needs to be talked about with equal the attention and respect that Canada's European founders are treated with.
For the history course to change for the better, we have to have a cultural shift. More Native voices need to be brought to the table. We need to open up discussions about things previously considered controversial. There's a separation between church and state. Why shouldn't we learn about gay history? I'm sitting right here. Let students focus on learning the motivations people had in the past, not on memorizing dates or tiny milestone events or that one French family that immigrated here before anyone else did. Louis Hébert and his wife and kid.
And this has been our More Than a Month project.
Class
Dismissed.